Monday Night Football. Yes, Leon is back. Thank God, because I'm not used to Liga MX having a bye week. So it's kind of like when your team's not playing, it feels so long until like the week after when Leon plays. But we are back. Liga MX in English. The Lions Den podcast, guys, is back. And we are in a new format, which I hope you guys enjoy because you can see us all at the same time. But yes, and I am also back. So the trio is back. I'm so excited, guys. I missed out on. Oh wait, let me mute. I can hear myself. I am so glad to be back. I missed out. But Lions Den podcast episode 4. Let's go ahead and dig in. No, before that, let's see how you guys are doing. Carlos, Jose, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hey guys, doing pretty well. Obviously, just a little sad that we didn't get to see Leon play this past weekend. I had no idea what to do with myself. I watched other games, but it's not the same as watching Leon.
Yeah, that is a fact.
Yeah,
Jose, how are you doing?
good. I mean, I'm finally over that loss. So I guess that break had a purpose, I guess. So, but yeah, I mean, overall I'm pretty good, and I welcome everyone to the is it the fourth episode of the Lions Den?
Yeah, fourth.
Fourth episode. Awesome, awesome. Well, let's go ahead and jump into Leon's latest loss, and I'll give you guys the floor since I meant to record the game when I was gone. That didn't happen, and I would have watched it at 3 a.m. in London, but that was not going to work out. So, based off the highlights, Leon had a loss, 3-2 loss against Monterrey. It was just a game where, I mean, from what I saw, Leon had, the lead 2-0 and then 2-1 at halftime, and then Monterrey bounced back. And from what I saw, is that Leon sat back, which, guys, it's not our
Hmm.
usual style of
Hmm.
sitting back. We are not the team that sits back and, defend. That's more, leave it to a Tigres to do that, not us. So I think that's where we really betrayed our style of play. And I think, you two have definitely, we talked about this offline, how it was just it was very sad, a very sad day for todas las fieras. So, Carlos, what did you think went wrong? What player kind of let you down during the Leon versus Monterrey?
Um, so what do I think went wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you just highlighted it. We sat back. We parked the bus, which isn't Nacho style at all. Ever since he came here, we were always known as the team who was constantly attacking. But in this case, I think I sort of understand why he did that. And I think he did it because he knew Monterrey didn't have a win yet. And they had to win. So if they wanted the game, they were going to have to come and get it. And after the game, um, Ambris admitted that they came and took the game from us. So it was a deserved win for Monterrey. Obviously, we parked the bus. I think that's what went wrong. Players that surprised me, Jairo. Players that maybe
Yairo
weren't.
again, right? Because he was the man
Hmm.
of the match. What versus America and now against versus Monterrey? Like, what's going
Exactly.
on?
I don't know, but
I
I
know,
mean, yeah, he's supposed to be our winger, and he's playing defense like
I know.
really, really
It,
well. Yeah, go ahead, Jose.
no, no, go for it.
Okay, so yeah, players that I didn't think were at their best was probably, I would say, Ramiro, just because of that last play.
Mm.
He, I mean, he let the ball like literally roll right in front of him, and I mean, as a defender, you're supposed to clear, the box, clear it anytime a ball's in there. Like you're not supposed to expect Cota to come out and get the ball, just
Yeah.
clear it. And he was just looking at the ball, and you can see all the other defenders looking at him like, "What are you doing?" So, I think he could have probably stepped up his role. I hope that in the next game he, you know, comes out and has a monster game because we're gonna need it.
There you go. Ramiro for Carlos. Jose, what player for you kind of was on kind of rocky during this match that you're kind of like, what's going on?
Hmm. I don't know if I can say one player, but I want to say this both central defenders for me because that's where I I think in the was it the second or the third on the third Funes Mori he pretty much like won like he left Finn wide open and he was just in front of the goalkeeper he just tapped it in.
Yep.
So yeah, that for a defender, and then on the second goal, I think did they score on a set piece, right? So that's
Yep.
another. So for me, it was the not only because we dropped back, which is something since Ambris arrived at Leon hasn't done. He may have done it at his previous seasons, so he kind of went back a bit to
Hmm.
what he was doing before. But uh, like Carlos says, I understand why he did it too. But I think he dropped back way too soon because I think he started off from I want to say like in 40th minute, like since the first half,
Hmm.
he was dropping back. Like I can understand, like when you're in the second half and you're maybe like almost like the third, almost done with the game, and then you want to drop back and uh, s- save the result if if it's either a win or a draw.
Hmm.
But he did it too soon, and I think the defense and Ambris dropping back the team way too soon was one of the key eh, key factors why we lost too.
Yes.
To go over the lineup, I feel like there's a definitely something that stands out, which was
Hmm.
Meneses with Chapo, which
Yeah.
we didn't really expect Meneses to have that partnership with Montes. And I was like, really, Meneses? I love
Hmm.
Meneses, but on the wing, you know?
Hmm.
So going over the lineup, Cota was Jairo, Tecillo, Ramiro, center back duo, Mosquera, Chapito Montes,
Hmm.
Meneses, Joel Campos, Sosa, Mena, and JJ Macias. So Meneses, what did you guys think of Meneses that game? If you had to give him a score from like a 1 to a 10, 10 being fantastic game to a 1 very poor game, he should have been on bench.
Um, I've never seen him play that position before.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I know that Ambris used him in the preseason in that position, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if he did well or not. As a player who has never played that position before, assuming he has never played that position, I think he did okay. Obviously, he's much better as a winger, as you pointed out. But there were a couple of plays where he came up. I think he came up pretty big. There was one play that should have been reviewed by the VAR, and that was a penalty, I think, where he I think he hit Funes Mori in the leg, in the box,
Mm.
but it wasn't reviewed, and it was a sigh of relief, but I think he did okay, but I wouldn't put him there again. I would just break the rule and have Guerrero in there,
Well,
like as
he
what
did break the
happened.
rule though.
Yeah, which is what happened. So I think I would give him like a C,
Let's see.
C average.
Like a 6, 7, maybe.
Yeah, 6, 7. He
Yeah.
wasn't like he wasn't a Guido Rodriguez. He was,
Yeah.
or he wasn't an Ivan Rodriguez either. He was
Hmm.
he was okay, but he
Yeah.
wasn't out there. He wasn't the main focus of Leon. The main focus of Leon was someone else who also doesn't play that main position. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
Exactly. Good. Jose, what did you think about Meneses during the match?
Just like Carlos mentioned, for that not being his natural position, he did okay. But I would, I mean, if I have to give him a score, I would say like a 6. But he did better than I expected. I mean, for that not being his position, like
We,
that's not his job. His job is being on the wing, and uh, have challenges one on one versus the left backs and so on. But
Hmm.
he did okay. I mean, but he he wasn't the problem, the main problem why we lost. I think for us the main problem was the defense. But Meneses for being, I remember if anything, official game, his first game there, he did pretty good.
Yeah, and I think one of the reasons Ambris used him there,
Hmm.
I think Paco Montes pointed this out, was because Monterrey has a really fast offensive team, and you
Yes.
don't want to put like a Tecillo right there, which we heard was being
That's
contemplated during the middle of
hmm
the week. Tecillo's really slow. He's much slower than Meneses. So if you put
yeah.
Meneses in there, at least you're guaranteed the speed. You know?
Yeah. No, that's an interesting thing to point out. I also wanted to talk about, and I want to hear from either of you guys or both of you guys. Uh, the first sub from Leon, JJ Macias off, and Leo Ramos in. Now I didn't watch the game, but was it an early sub that you guys were like JJ should have stayed longer, or was it a good timing that JJ came off and Leo Ramos subbed in?
JJ, he came off like around 50, 60, something
He
like that.
Yeah,
I
he
think it
came off
was
early second half.
53 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all game long, I didn't think JJ had much of a presence. And so I think somebody said, hey, you know what? We need a goal. We need to do something
Hmm.
because Monterrey was just, they came out firing in the second half.
Yeah.
So I think that was the reason for the substitution. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know. I am probably assuming that Ramos is going to get some more time if
Yeah.
JJ doesn't start
Step
scoring
up.
like he did last season. You know?
Hmm.
Maybe he had an off game too. I mean, I think
Yeah,
what you guys have told me is that obviously Leon sat back too early, taking
yeah,
consideration the type of team Monterrey has, very offensive players. You have
right.
Pizarro, you have Funes Mori, you have Pavon, you have all these creative players that can be very lethal on the counterattack. So, last season we tied them, we played
Yeah,
them early and we tied them 2-2. So I was hoping at least, let's get a draw. But, late in the game we get scored on and there goes our draw. So no, I agree. And I think what Monterrey struggles is with possession. As I've talked about, they have a great offense that can quickly do damage like that. And I think, like Hosea said, I guess defense didn't have the best night
hmm,
overall. So, people are like panic mode. What's happening in Leon? It's like, come on, guys, let's take in consideration what happened last season. We tied against Tigres. We tied against Monterrey. We lost against Cholo. Sorry, those were my dogs. We lost against Cholo. Sorry, 1-0. And look what happened after. So
exactly.
can we tell everybody, don't panic? Leon
It's the
is
beginning of the
okay.
season.
It's beginning of the season. Give us time to get into form and we'll prove them wrong, right? Or am I wrong?
And we still don't have Ivan Rodriguez or any contención back. So
Yeah,
that's like we know that. I think even more than any other player, Ivan Rodriguez is
Vital.
very important to Leon. Even more than man of the season. Like yeah, he
yeah,
he, he makes he, he makes Leon more balanced, and that's why we can go from defense to attack because of him.
yep,
And then, what's crazy is that, Osvaldo Rodriguez unfortunately got injured, and that's why Ivan Rodriguez stepped up and he had an amazing season. So it's so
Sencillo.
unfortunate that
Hmm.
now, Ivan is out, and it's like, now what's going to happen? But we'll talk about the players that are coming back just to wrap up, the Leon versus Monterrey. We currently sit 12th on the table with 4 points. We're not panicking, okay?
yeah.
I'm not panicking. I'm very, I'm steady. My hand's steady. We're good. We're good. But so in a sentence or two, what do we take away from this Leon versus Monterrey going into Chivas?
Go ahead, Jose. I'll let you go first.
Okay. Okay. So for me, the important thing, even though we lost, is two things. So we were talking about how Mena wasn't his usual self last season. Well, this was it his third match? I think it was right. So I think it was the second match he started, I believe, and he finally scored. So that's good. That's
Hmm.
a
Yeah,
that's a
finally
good
broke
get out
his
positive.
Yeah,
Also, another player, Sosa scored as well, and he assisted
Any assists?
Mena's goal.
Hmm.
That's another one. So there are positive things that we can take away from this defeat to Monterrey.
Yeah, so I think the key word going into the game against Chivas that we have to take away from Monterrey is consistency,
Hmm.
because we came out in the first half and we had Monterrey by the neck,
Hmm.
and we couldn't kill them. One more goal would have killed the game, I think, and we didn't do it. We sat back. Um, obviously that was Ambris's decision, but I think in the future, if you go up on a Chivas 2-0, 3-0, you don't want to sit back. You want to keep attacking. I think
Hmm.
that, like I said, the key word is consistency, and I think we should do that going forward.
Yeah,
I
that's
agree.
being consistent, sticking to our style of play, which I think Ambry's definitely learned the hard
Yep.
way. He betrayed his style, and Jose points out a good thing that I was going to talk about. Sosa's been, whenever we
On
got this,
fire.
yeah, I was like, Sosa, he hasn't been standing out during Pachuca, like Tigres, he kind of like mellowed out,
Are
but
we
I
seeing
mean
another
so
Mena?
far. Maybe. I mean, so far, obviously last game versus America, it was, 0-0, but he has 2 goals and 1 assist so far.
Hmm.
So he was like, according to SofaScore, he was like the best player on Leon's side. So I see good things from him. And I feel like he has that hunger, to do things with Leon, and I really appreciate that from him. So, before we dig into the preview versus Chivas, let's talk about Leon news. This is a little section of what's going on in Leon. Obviously we had a bye week. Even though Leon didn't play this week, they did have a friendly versus
Tepatitela.
Tepatitlan. I can never say the team together. And we saw there was like two different teams, first half, second half. A lot of them got minutes.
I have the
Obviously,
lineup.
yeah. You have the two lineups. I know there was two
Yeah.
lineups. Okay, go
So
ahead.
the first half it was William on goal.
Hmm.
On left back Jairo. On center back Tecillo, Herrera, and right back Navarro. Now the midfield is just my opinion. I don't
Hmm.
know how he lined it up, but I think he put Meneses on the left wing, Cardona on the right wing, Aquino and Montes on the center, and then Sosa and Ramos on top. That was the first half. I believe uh, Ramos and John Cardona
Hmm.
score. I don't know who the other goals were, but anyway, going on to the second half lineup. So on goal, it was Cota, left back Osvaldo Rodriguez, on on the center backs Nacho Gonzalez, he's finally back. Ramiro, Mosquera as right back, and I think again on the center, I think he put Ochoa and Guerrero.
Hmm.
On the right wing, he put Mena, and then maybe on the left, uh, Jorge Diaz Price, and then Campbell and Macias on top.
Very
And I
interesting.
and I think was the score was it 6-2?
I think so. I think I can't remember if at halftime it was like 2-2
I think
or
it was 5-2.
at halftime.
Oh no, at the end, the end
The end.
result. Yeah,
Um,
the end result. I think it was 5-2. I think that's what
What
I saw.
does what does worry me about this though? Because let's point out like this side is a third division side, right?
mhm.
Right.
But they still managed to score against most of a lot of the starters. Even if they're not starters, like still there should be a margin, you know.
Yeah, a larger
Uh,
margin.
yeah. So anyway, but I mean, for me, what's worrying is that we're still conceding.
Hmm.
We're not keeping a clean sheet, even versus a team that on paper we're supposed to be superior
Right.
to.
Yeah.
So that for me, that's worrying going in onto the next match. That we're still conceding even on friendlies.
Yeah.
No, that's true. Obviously to point out, we had a lot of the injured players back getting some minutes. Like you said, we
Hmm.
have Nacho coming back after like 3 knee injuries, which I think at one point he was like close to retiring.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Nacho's like what, 35?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Like
like
Yes.
it's
35.
insane.
Yeah.
But I love his heart because his heart is very
Yeah.
passionate.
Yeah,
He's such a hothead, but he's just
Yeah.
he really
Yeah.
represents us on the field. Um,
Yeah. You know that
so
picture when we won at the Estadio Seca, and he's going like, "That's iconic, man."
I
I
That
remember that
picture
one.
right there.
I remember that one.
He's,
um,
yeah.
so it's good to see Nacho back. Also, Osvaldo Rodriguez back and
Hmm.
Pedro
Yes,
Aquino back, which
Pedro Aquino. Wow.
love Pedro Aquino. The only thing is that he kept getting injured until he was like legit injured, out for a long period of time.
Hmm.
And rumor was it that he was gonna, leave from Leon, but he wanted to stay. So I think now it's a good time for him to step up. And he said, "I want to fight for a starting."
Proof. Make
And
a
like
point.
Yep.
exactly, and we know having Ivan Rodriguez out is terrible. You
Hmm.
know, so could
I
Pedro
just,
Aquino have that starting role in
I,
midfield with Chapo Montes?
I see it. I
I
see it.
hope,
Yeah.
I hope so. I just hope when if he does,
Mhm.
that he's not gonna be the last Perakino that we saw that he kept getting red cards.
Also,
Yeah.
another hothead. I feel like we always get those hotheads,
Yeah.
Mejia,
Hmm.
Nacho,
Yep.
Navarro. Um,
Yep.
I think it. I think just to on his defense, I think it's not that he's a hothead. That's just his style. Like he when he goes for a challenge,
mhm.
like he goes con todo. So
Lynn,
Yep.
that's why.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
If he gets a starting role, which I think will happen because Ivan Rodriguez is probably going to be out a couple more games.
Yeah,
I
Hmm.
hope we see the Pedro Aquino that we see in La Selección de Peru,
Hmm.
because
hope
in,
so too.
in Peru he kills
He's
it. He's
unstoppable.
really good. He's unstoppable. So hey man, if we can get that Aquino on our team, I'll take it.
I'll
But
take any day.
yeah, but I think even then, I think Pedro Aquino has, um, I think he has more arguments to be starting over, let's say, Guerrero,
Mhm.
or who else do we have in the midfield?
Ivan Ochoa.
We have Ochoa.
Ivan Ochoa. So yeah, I think it'll probably be a battle between Ochoa and Aquino for that starting role.
So before we dig into a preview, I just want to set this question going into that. Can we see a Chapo Montes and Pedro Aquino versus Chivas, or is it too soon?
I think I heard
Mhm.
that he is probably gonna wait. So I think he's gonna put it on the bench for the Chivas.
I think he'll get
So
some playing time, but I don't know if he's gonna start.
maybe coming off the bench, but
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna start.
Okay. Okay.
yeah. I think we probably will see somebody else there, like
I mean,
Guerrero.
he already betrayed his
Yeah.
castigo by saying that he wasn't gonna play because he was feeling the pressure versus Monterrey. So he's like, oh,
Yep.
put Guerrero in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. So, I mean, at least we have, we can take more in consideration Pedro Aquino, kind of ease him in, not like just throw him in and hope for the best.
Hmm.
Like Carlos said, I think Osvaldo Rodriguez probably will see him in a couple of games. Nacho's back in training, so we'll see about that. Because I mean, defensively, I think we have a lot of great players. It's just kind of like a mix and match now because now we have Yaido on the left, you
Mhm.
know, and we can move a lot. But I think the player that I've been questioning so far is
Hmm.
John Cardona because he's had activity with the sub-20, and he also got to play. He had some minutes
Yeah,
versus
the
yeah,
veteran.
yeah. So when is Joe Cardona gonna play?
So what I heard,
Hmm.
at least I think it was who was it? One of the generals from it was Ezequiel Gasca. He
Mhm.
says that he's not playing on the first team by Ambris' decision. So it's not that he's not ready. He's not adapting. He's just not playing because Ambris chooses not to. I don't know what's going on there. So yeah, I'm not
But
sure.
but I think Ambry should just give him a game. I feel like taking consideration the
He
situation
should,
of the pair up in the middle with Montes, give him a couple minutes to pair up.
I mean, even if he's not starting, he should at least put it on the bench.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, like at
Yeah.
least on the bench. Like get him. You know, like if we need him, I don't know, a few minutes or something. Like just throw him out there. But I'm not sure why he's not giving him any minutes. To be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's probably the one player that we got that I haven't seen play and that I
Yeah.
really want to see play.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's 24, fresh legs. I'm pretty sure. I mean, Chapo is on a different level, but I mean, I feel like having a youngster pair up with Chapo would definitely, say a lot. And I think Pedroquino's like what, 26? He's young too.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
a lot of young
Yeah.
guys.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I question that. It's like, like I said, he's one of the transfer that we have not seen play yet with the first
Hmm.
team. Kind
Hmm.
of questioning like when is he gonna get that opportunity? But we'll see si lo convocan para fin de semana versus Chivas. So let's dig into Chivas versus Leon. Sad to say a fact that Chivas broke her streak last season,
Hmm.
and that like,
With the penalty,
yeah, which was
how
Yeah.
they've been winning.
terrible, terrible.
Hmm.
So now we meet with them again. Chivas has had a lot of activity, just as keeping up with Liga MX as playing in the ICC tournament. So they've had a lot of games. Um, their form in Liga MX, they lost versus Santos week 1. They won versus Tigres week 2, which I was surprised. Drew versus Puebla 1-1, and they just won 3-0 versus Luis. They're feeling kind of, having a good momentum.
Confident.
Yeah, very very confident. But se toparon con la fiera, and I think they should fear us so much. So let's dig into this game. What do you guys think about this game? Are you guys excited? What are the what are some things that you're like Leon has to focus, on this during this Chivas match? What can Chivas, do that will kind of make us, kind of shake a little bit and kind of be scared, quote unquote, if
Penalty.
we
Penalties.
VAR.
Yeah, the VAR.
can.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about momentum, right? Um, I think momentum can shift in 5 minutes. It doesn't really. It's not. It's not something that will decide a game if you've had all the momentum in previous games. Um, but I do see Chivas coming off of a big win against Tigres, and then the big win this past weekend. No matter how they won it, they have that inner confidence. And
Yeah.
going up against Leon, they know they can beat us because they did it last season, and we pretty much have the same team. Um, I expect them to come out and play the exact same way that they did last season, which is park the bus and hit us on the counterattack.
True, true. Jose?
I mean, it's gonna be a. I think it's just gonna be a repeat of last season, to be honest. But I don't. It's gonna be one of those. They're gonna probably looking for just a challenge
Mm-hmm.
on a penalty. To be honest, like because they haven't been really scoring from a live play.
Hmm.
So I don't think we have to worry about them scoring from live play. I think it's gonna be mostly they're gonna be looking to get a penalty. That's how they've been winning. And like right now, or maybe I don't know, one weak part of our routine, like at least from the last game, how we got, well, how we considered our goals is from set pieces. So maybe they're gonna attack us from set pieces. So that
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
might be one.
So one thing, cause I've been, besides Leon, I watch other Liga
Hmm.
MX games, and one of the other teams I watch actively is Chivas.
Hmm.
Is I feel like they're gonna struggle up top, because
Yeah.
obviously we saw the signing of Oribe Peralta, and to me it's still kind of weird seeing him in a Chivas jersey. And Pulido, I've never been a huge fan of Pulido. He's the type of player that is like
He's not a goal scorer. Sure.
muñequito, not
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
he shows up sometimes when he has to, but he's kind of a player that I really struggle to like, and these two have been starting over Alexis Vega. So,
Mhm.
a lot of the damage hasn't been done precisely by the strikers. So I think in that sense, we can say if Pulido and Oribe start, we'll be fine, right?
Hmm.
Because defensively, I feel like we can handle them. I mean, Obviously,
Yep.
maybe Oribe, in past experiences, he's been able to get behind, defenders, whether it be, header, he always shows up. But lately, he's been lacking that. So I feel
Hmm.
like we have a good advantage that I feel really confident in our defense that we can pretty much be okay in that sense.
Yeah, I think the key matchup and the only thing that sort of kind of worries me
Hmm.
is on the left wing, because if Jairo Moreno starts again, he's going to be going up against Brizuela, and
Yeah,
Brizuela had
I
last
love.
season
Speed.
he had the most ones 1v1s,
Mhm.
One on
successful
one.
1v1s against defenders. So
Oh,
I think here in the next game, if Jairo starts in that left wing, we're gonna see if Jairo really is
Mhm.
legit. You
Arteta.
know, we're gonna
Yeah.
see if Jairo really is legit going up against an incredible offensive player like Brizuela. So I think that's the only thing that I'm kind of worried about. But
Where
the rest of the defense is going to be all right.
that's a good thing to point out. Because Brizuela, I really like how he goes on the wing, and I think you point out something good. Obviously we've praised Yaidol the past two games because I feel
Hmm.
like he definitely deserved it. So now I think it's a real challenge because I think he has the speed. I think it's just really defensively how if Chivas goes on a counterattack, how will Brizuela play into that on that wing? So no, it's a good way to a good duo to point out. I also
Hmm.
think we have to focus on Chofis because Chofis he's a let loose. He's a
Hmm.
really great player and he had a fantastic goal versus Atletico San Luis. So I think Chofis is another key player that Leon has to pay attention to, kind of restrict him on just moving. And I think whose job should it be?
Hmm.
To guard him,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Who do you see, Jose? Whoever plays that midfield
Whoever
role,
plays
whoever
Midfield.
that.
starts.
Yeah, whoever fits midfield.
And I think that's where I think we go back to the same. We struggle to see, who's going to play there. Are we
Yeah.
going to have
Yeah.
consistency, throughout the games? Or are we going to keep switching maybe every game to see who pairs up well?
I
Hmm.
think yeah, I think that's another thing why we've been it's like the inconsistency of not having the same set starting 11 from last season and just switching players over and over either because they got suspended or they're out.
Yeah.
That's why we or like our team hasn't been functioning like how it was
Yeah.
last season. That's another thing. I don't know. That the only one that I can think of because for sure Aquino's not gonna start it. Like he's gonna be probably on the bench to be honest. I would say just Guerrero, but
Yeah.
it's
That's
is
the only
he?
one I can think of too.
Yeah, I don't know, but is he gonna be up to the job? That's the question.
And one thing about Guerrero that I wanted to point out was when he
Uh-huh.
came on against Monterrey,
Hmm.
Yeah,
he looked a little like
yeah, he looked a little
non-aggressive,
bit.
like he was scared to defend and take,
Yeah,
because that red card against Pachuca came in a play where he
yeah.
was defending aggressively. So
Yeah.
I saw him against Monterrey, and he was kind of like standing like 2 feet behind
Hmm.
the
Having
players, and I
precaution.
was like, why is he acting like so,
Mhm.
non-aggressive? So we'll see how he comes out against Chivas if he starts.
That's a good thing to point out. I feel like since he's still a youngster, maybe trying to find
Yeah.
the balance between, not being too
One.
aggressive, getting, costing the team to play
Yeah.
with 10 men,
Mhm.
or like, Carlos said, like not even getting, posted up by the player. It's kind of like we don't need that either. So no, that's good. So I guess we'll see who pairs up with Montes to take on trophies. Because I think as long as we restrict trophies, we will dominate most of the game. Because trophies is kind of like the playmaker. He moves the ball. He is a playmaker. So uh,
Well, if
or
Chivas,
go
what
on.
well,
about
well, go ahead.
what about if we? I mean, I don't think it's a good idea, but the only thing that we could do, what if we put? Well, we have Montes in charge of getting marked
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel
because
like
he's better at marking than Guerrero. I'm sure. Guerrero, like even when he came up that one time when he almost scored versus America, I feel like he likes to go forward more than rather
Hmm.
than you know stand and defend and then uh intercept the ball.
mhm.
So I feel like Chapo will do a better job if it's marking than him, and then maybe having be the one that's more forward, and then Chapo having sit back, then once in a while having go up maybe.
Hmm.
So because he's also the one that's the only thing why I'm struggling to like maybe put him there in charge of marking is because he's also very important for us to create
Mhm.
opportunities. Chapo. So I don't know. That's a good idea either.
That's what I was gonna get to, because if we get Chapel to restrict trophies, it's like, where are we gonna play make from? Like,
Well,
who's gonna be in
That
charge?
I like the only answer would be if Embrace decides to finally give Joe Cardona a
Oh no.
chance and maybe have Chapo sit back.
well, I mean,
I don't know.
did you guys not watch the last game? Because we had Meneses there. What if we tried him there again? What
Honestly,
if somebody said,
How did that
hey,
turn out?
what if somebody
honestly,
said, hey, you weren't that bad. Let's go up against Chivas and see how you do.
honestly,
Mm,
guys, I feel like with Montes, Navarro will probably be.
Oh, Navarro can't play. Remember?
He's still, wait, how many games?
how many? It was two, right? So how many
He
games
got
is
the
it now?
red. Well,
Because
we
he got,
didn't play last week, or we didn't just play. So he got the one for the red for being suspended from it, like by the league, and then he
mhm.
gets the second one
Wait,
by
so wait, when did he get suspended again?
For some,
against America.
Versus America?
yeah, I thought it
Yeah,
was like one game.
versus America, and then we played Monterrey. That's the one the league gives them, and then
Which
Ambris
one?
adds another one, which is the one against Chivas, right?
Well, let's hope that he changes his mind, just like when he did with Guerrero, when he saw himself getting
Yeah,
stormed by Monterrey.
yeah. I don't
Cause
think
yeah,
it's gonna change though.
oh man,
I don't think it's gonna
well,
change because we have, I think, a pretty solid defense right now.
Yeah.
It's
we've been
just the
missing
midfield.
Navarro.
Yeah, I mean, talking about predictive lineups. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to predict what we're gonna look like versus Chivas?
Hmm.
Who wants to go first?
Already,
No one wants to go first.
we really don't know what's gonna happen after these crazy lineups this
I'll
past.
go first, but I think the only one I'm uncertain of is the defensive mid, like who pairs up with Chapo.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be Cota, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Mosquera's gonna play right wing.
Mm-hmm.
Tecillo's gonna play center with Ramiro, and then you're gonna have Jairo on the left.
Mm-hmm.
The middle, I see Chapo and who can I say? I'm gonna
Right?
say I'm gonna say Meneses. I'm gonna say Meneses just to throw it out there, just because he already Nacho already like tried him. He already gave him a chance there. We didn't win the game, but it wasn't his fault. So I think he's gonna try him there again. And then I see Mena, Sosa, Campbell, and then Macias up front. I think. Oh, and I think it's also important to point out that Macias, he's gonna start
Mm-hmm.
Macias over Ramos because Macias is gonna have that I'm playing my old team sense again, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna want to score against them. And do you guys know if we have Godinez back this weekend?
I know he was coming back. I don't know if he'll come back directly to like ser convocado, or if he'll wait another week.
Okay.
It's a good
Yeah.
I, th-
thing.
I think they might give him some time off. To be
Okay.
honest.
Yeah. So that's my lineup.
I'm trying to
Jose,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead, Jose.
what do you think?
Okay. Man. I went up our back. uh. Oh man. Okay. So Kota
Hmm.
left back. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but yeah, Jairo. She's been doing pretty good. uh, let's see. Tecillo and Ramiro. Mosquera on right back. On the right, Mena. On the left, probably. Hmm.
Uh oh.
I know he's not gonna. Ah, man, I really want Meneses there, but why? All right, I'm just sorry, Carlos. I'm just gonna go with your theory because I, I don't want to put Meneses on there, but I mean, there's no other way.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Campbell on the left, and then Meneses and Chapo on the mid, and I think yeah. So it was Sosa and JJ Macias.
Okay. So we pretty much have the same lineup.
If 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 it wasn't against Chivas,
Hmm.
I would put Ramos though,
Okay.
because I think he's just like I agree with you, because it's Chivas he's gonna start him,
Yep.
but if it wasn't Chivas, I think it's time that he gives Ramos a
Yep.
chance to start.
Yeah. Same.
Um, this is hard.
I
So
know, I know, right?
I'm just debating if Yaido's gonna start again or not. So
I think he will.
Wait. Why wouldn't you start him?
He's doing good.
Who would
I
you put
know
there?
it's just, but Yaido's always been like you know, the player that I'm like yes and no sometimes. Sometimes he screws it up, and I'm just like, but then
Well,
he's done great. So it's kind of like I guess I'll give him the
yeah,
benefit.
I think especially now that like he's moving Tecillo to the uh, central
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't have Navarro.
Yeah.
He needs, he needs, so if he puts Mosquera, which is I guess it would be like the invert of having Tecillo on the left and
Yeah.
stuff. So Mosquera is like the one that's like keeping it together when it's defensively, and
Yep.
then Jair is the one going up. So it's just the roles are just switching instead of being Tecillo, not going as much up, and Navarro being the one that's pretty much he's a winger up there.
Mm-hmm.
The roles are just reversed. So I think it's. I mean, for me, it makes sense
Yeah.
Hmm.
because you don't want to have Tecillo on left back and then have Mosquera on right back, because they're not gonna. They're not. Like they're not like natural. Well, they're not um fullbacks like Navarro. They, they,
Right.
they go up a lot.
Yeah.
They mostly stay. So
Hmm.
it's not good to have two of the same thing on both sides. So I think that's why one side has to be at least
Yeah.
something
Right.
different.
So they can balance each other.
Hmm.
Um. Okay. Well, let's go with Cota, Jairo, Tecillo, Ramiro, Mosquera. I'm gonna pair Guerrero with Montes. I
Okay.
honestly would like to throw in Pedro Aquino because I think it's a good match to throw him in.
Hmm.
Considering trophies will be let loose, I think he'll be a really good player to constrict him. But again, I don't know if he's gonna throw him in yet, or if maybe he'll get minute second half. But maybe Montes Guerrero. Um, I've been missing Meneses on the wing because I think Joel Campbell is
Yes.
retired. So I would want Meneses to start on the wing, Sosa, Mena, and JJ.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna be
They're
laughing.
solid.
We're gonna tweet each other like we're gonna like send messages. Oh my god, did you see the lineup?
And
Uh,
then and, and then and then he starts Filipino, and we're like,
we're like, I told you guys. I'm just kidding.
yes, you did it.
I had Pedro Aquino written down because I wrote my prediction down before we went live. I
Yeah.
Yeah.
had Pedro Aquino written down on the mid, and I was like, right now as we were talking, I kind of like hit delete. I was like, delete, delete. Yeah,
Backspace, backspace.
yeah. I was like, delete, delete. Let me put somebody else in there.
Yeah, I had two different lineups. I had Montes Guerrero or Montes Pedro Aquino. So,
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't be surprised if Aquino started. Let's just put
exactly.
it that way.
Or throw him in second half. I
Yeah,
would love that too.
yeah.
So Chivas, what it's looking like, maybe they'll go out with the same team. So then maybe we'll go out with Toño on goal, Van Rankin, Antonio Briseño, which I love him. He's amazing. I got to interview him when he came with Chivas in the ICC tournament. I think he has the passion of a player for Chivas. So I think offensively, we need to really get behind him because I think he can cause some problems and kind of not
Yeah.
let us score. Alanis, Carlos I said, Brizuela, Dieter, another player that is very great. I think he's underrated. Um, for a lot of people that always talk about him, but he's pretty underrated for me. Molina, Trophies, Sendejas. Up top, again, like we mentioned, Alan Pulido and Oribe Peralta would probably be the striker duo up top, which I'm feeling confident that we'll be able to restrict them from scoring.
Yeah.
If Vega subs in, then we'll really have to
Mhm.
be on point defensively, and because he's pretty fast, and
Yeah,
I really like him. I
yeah,
like
me
him
too.
with
So
Toluca scoring that hat trick against America. Oh,
before be-
no,
be- before he left Chivas, like I know that that was never gonna happen, but I would have loved for him to sign for Leon. But now we know that that was never gonna happen anyway.
right. But
But
but yeah,
yeah,
if Vega comes on, I think we really need to get our
yeah,
defensive line.
especially considering the prior like match how the defense was versus Monterrey. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's probably going to be a full house tomorrow. I mean, on Saturday? Saturday, right?
Yes,
Hmm?
it will be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chivas games are always, very passionate, especially because a long time ago it used to be a classico for us.
Yeah.
So,
And they're like
I mean,
right down the street.
yep,
It's like,
basically.
yeah, it's like a 2 hour drive, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. I remember I was in Guadalajara. I took the bus to Leon and it was like 2 hours. The camion. So car
That's
is probably, yeah,
Faster.
faster. Yeah.
yeah, that's not
So,
bad.
yeah. But yeah, that's why last season we had you guys remember the Invasion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah.
That's why we had a lot of people out there.
Okay, so now it's time to prediction. What are we predicting? Leon versus Chivas. Carlos, do you want to go first?
Sure.
All right. What do you think?
Uh, so I think I'm gonna give this one to Leon. Obviously,
Okay.
I think this is gonna be a much easier game than we had against Monterrey. Chivas has been playing pretty well, but
Mhm.
they've gotten lucky in their last wins.
Yeah.
But I think Leon's gonna come out and take the game 3-1.
Carlos, I have that same score. I said 1 Leon. I agree. I feel like um, I think this is a time where Leon needs to kind of concrete something and just keep it consistent. Obviously, we'll have Navarro back, so we'll see how that fits in. We'll
Mhm.
probably get to see how the pair up with Montes leads the rest of the season, but I think it's a good game to set up consistency that Leon needs. And I feel like offensively, we are hungry. We have the players to create damage.
Yep.
And I really hope JJ scores against Chivas. So I said 3-1 Leon. Um, so, Jose, what do you think? Prediction. Give it to us.
It's, I'm not gonna make the same mistake last week. last 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 week I was too confident, and yeah, look what
You
happened.
said you said 2-0 last week, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then you guys said 3-2.
I said 3-2. Javier said
No,
3-2.
Chava
But
changed his
but
mind.
for
So,
Leon, yeah.
mm, just because I don't want to mess it up, I'm just gonna go conservative and be 2-1.
2-1.
Okay.
But yeah, but Leon definitely needs to. If we win 3-1,
Mm-hmm.
Leon definitely needs that result because we just come from like what could have been a win for us. So we need to. How do you get rid of a loss? By giving the next team a 3. I mean, if possible, a 3-0,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then just
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
I guess we can say that the one will probably come from a VAR or a penalty, and Alan Pulido will probably do
all
great.
right.
It's kind of like the perfect scenario.
Right.
What can happen on that aspect. But no, much love and respect to all my Chiva Hermano friends because I do have lots of them. So it's going to be a good matchup. But we all agree that Leon will take the victory, a well needed victory for
We
Leon.
need to.
Yeah, because people are underestimating us
Hmm.
again, saying, "Oh, what happened to the Leon? What happened to their, their dynasty last season?" And blah blah blah. Well, we are back. We're gonna be back, and I say that confident because I believe in our team, and I believe that we have the players to do so, make Liguilla, and finally become champions.
Yep.
I feel good, guys. Uh, okay, so that wraps up recapping what happened. Leon versus Monterrey. Yes, we lost against a Regio team, but no problem. We're looking to bounce back versus Chivas. Talking about Leon news, we mentioned Nacho's back. Osvaldo Rodriguez is back. Pedro Aquino's back. Only a matter of time to actually get them back into the team. Talking about John Cardona. When will we see him? Will we see him maybe this weekend? We'll see. And just previewing Chivas, kind of the duels on the field that Leon and Chivas could encounter, our predicted lineups, and our predictions for this weekend's game. And it feels good to be back because I hate bye weeks, guys. I can't
Yeah,
bye week. Like
I,
Carlos said, I don't know what
it's
to do with myself.
yeah,
Yep.
that's gonna take some time to get used to it. I was used to this being the case like in Premier League, but I never in Liga MX. It's something new.
Yeah.
It's really something new, and I always try and watch as many games as possible. I think I really watched maybe all the games this
I,
weekend.
I wish I had that chance, but
It's
it's
not
always
always possible.
somewhere.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, guys. Anything else you guys want to tell everybody before we leave?
Carl?
Follow the page, Club Leon English. Trying to create some good content for you guys. Also, let's go Leon. Let's get this win, much needed win.
Awesome, awesome. Jose, anything you want to
Well,
say?
thank you guys for joining us for that fourth episode of the Lions Den. As always, it's a pleasure, and we're just doing this for you guys for all the Leon fans out there. So we appreciate it. If you guys can follow the page, hit like, and share with your friends.
Yes, yes, yes. Follow us and on media. Follow Carlos at
Oh,
what's your Twitter, Carlos? Your personal Twitter.
Personal Twitter, Carlitos ZGA.
You can follow Carlos there and at Club Leon EN, correct? Handle?
Yes, Club Leon
Yeah.
EN. All
and
content in English.
Awesome. Jose, what is your Twitter, personal Twitter?
I just said this. So can you guys see it?
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
So
I need to make one of those. Let me make it
Wow.
real
yeah,
quick.
so you can follow me. I usually tweet Leon News
Mhm.
at La Fiera Nation. So if you guys want to follow me at La Fiera Podcast, and I think I'm usually there the most, like at my personal account, and I don't think I'm there as much. I think I just retweet whatever I see from like Leon, and
Mhm.
then that I use with like La Fiera Nation. But usually, I think most of the stuff that I tweet in English about Leon, I would say it's in La Fiera Nation. If you wanna, yeah, if you guys wanna follow me there, you're welcome to, and thank you for tuning in.
Good job, Jose. I need to do that. You got pretty creative there. Uh,
Seriously.
you can follow us on there. Follow me at Caritorres_7. Follow our YouTube channel. Thank you all to the 18 subscribers we have. We really appreciate it. We'll be looking forward to coming every week and giving you guys all the Leon talk, everything that's going on with Leon, recapping games, previews, anything. We'll be here giving you guys the best content. Follow us on our personal accounts and our other accounts. We'll be gladly serving you everything you need to know. We live tweet also. We give our comments, our thoughts. So you guys can follow us on there. As always, a pleasure to serve you guys Monday Night Football, Club Leon style. And we'll see you guys next week. Hey.